Hello, and welcome to Couple with Karen, waiting for the protest in Sydney to kick off or not kick off or really kick off, featuring the Socialists and the PLO. So last week, Josh Lees from the PLO and the Socialist launched a political party, and then last night he was on this show that's heaps better than the project, saying he was prepared to break the law.
Well, lawyers and a judge have been called in on a Sunday for an urgent last-minute challenge to protest restrictions as Israel's president flies into the country. The Palestine Action Group wants to overturn extraordinary police powers coming into effect in Sydney ahead of Isaac Herzog's visit. The demonstrators are planning an unlawful march tomorrow from the Sydney Town Hall to the New South Wales State Parliament. Police want them to hold a stationary rally restricted to Hyde Park only. Well, Josh Lees is the organiser of the Palestinian Action Group protest being planned for tomorrow, and he joins us now. Josh, senior officers say they are not against you holding a protest tomorrow. They just want it in Hyde Park and nowhere else. Why not just do that?
Yeah, well, we've never held a weeknight protest at Hyde Park for very good reason. It's because it's completely out of sight, out of mind. It's going to be dark and rainy. That's not the point of protest, obviously. We need to be seen, we need to be heard, and that's why, Town Hall is the most common kind of location for that kind of protest, because we want thousands of people to be able to gather and be seen in our city to oppose this terrible visit.
Can these things not be separated, the horror of what we saw in Bondi and your regular protest movement?
I wish they could be separated. Unfortunately, our government and our media establishment have tried to politicise this tragedy, this horrific attack at Bondi, and now this tour is a completely political tour. And that's being said by Isaac Herzog himself. It's been said by the organisation that invited him here, the Zionist Federation of Australia. They said explicitly that one of the purposes of this tour is to strengthen the ties between Australia and Israel.
Josh, do you support a two-state solution with Israel and a Palestinian state living side by side in mutual security?
I mean, the starting point is that, unfortunately, no one in Israeli politics supports a two-state solution, starting with Isaac Herzog himself. Sorry,
Josh. Sorry to interrupt you. The question is to you, not what Isaac Herzog supports. What do you support? Do you support a two-state solution in the Middle East?
Yeah, it's quite relevant, because the problem is, if no one in Israeli politics supports a two-state solution, and when we look at the way this so-called two-state solution has actually been implemented over recent decades, it has actually just been a cover for ongoing Israeli expansion into Palestinian territories, and that's what we've seen for decades now. The ever-increasing construction of illegal Israeli settlements in the West Bank, built on the demolished homes of Palestinians, and of course the genocide in Gaza, which many in Israel now are talking about resettling, again at the expense of Palestinians. So, precisely because that, I believe, is an unrealistic solution. Personally, I do advocate for what is known as a one-state solution, where I think everyone in that area should live together on the principles of equality and genuine democracy.
Well, Josh, the chant "From the river to the sea" is being banned in Queensland. Firstly, what do you make of that? And also, is it a chant that you expect to hear at protests tomorrow?
Absolutely, we'll be chanting that tomorrow. People around the world are chanting that. It's crazy and outrageous that this has been banned in Queensland, because what that chant says is that in this geographic location between the Jordan River and the Mediterranean Sea, Palestinians should be free. Now, what on earth is controversial about a statement that people who are currently living under brutal, illegal occupation, oppression and genocide, that those people should be free? I mean, it's just so outrageous and racist, frankly, and it just says so much about the way this narrative has gone for 2.5 years now, that Palestinians' lives are totally discounted, seen as worthless. They've been so dehumanised in these 2.5 years of genocide.
And to be clear, Josh, you've just told us you believe in a one state, so there'd be no state of Israel in your prescription for the future there.
Well, my view is that all people should be able to live together in that region on the principles of equality and genuine democracy. That's my personal view.
Well, I'm sure everyone hopes for a peaceful day tomorrow, however it goes. Josh Lees, thank you for your time tonight.
Thanks very much.
And now from this morning.
As we know,
The president of Israel, Isaac Herzog, is the head of the state that carried out a genocide in the Gaza Strip for the past 2.5 years, which has killed over 71,000 people, a third of them children. We know, as we've heard, he is personally being found to have incited genocide through his comments, which were about trying to justify and incite the mass murder of civilians in Gaza. It's outrageous then that our government would invite this person to visit Australia, roll out the red carpet for a war criminal, and for what is essentially a propaganda tour for the state of Israel.
Under Labour, we have now officially become a nation that not only appeases a rogue genocidal state, but enthusiastically places out a welcome mat for its head who has been accused of inciting genocide.
And from Victoria,
Hello, Herzog landed in Sydney this morning. This guy is a president of a country committing a genocide, was found by the UN to be responsible for inciting a genocide, and is also accompanied by a former IDF general who is also being investigated for war crimes. Also here he is signing a bomb to be dropped on Palestinian children in Gaza. In the name of social cohesion, I guess, the Labor Party have invited this guy to just come hang out and say hi. The New South Wales Labor Party have banned protest in the name of social cohesion, and the Queensland Liberal government are banning the phrase globalise the intifada and from the river to the sea with a maximum 2-year penalty, jail time, for saying those words. So I think wherever you are in Australia, you should come out tonight and tell this war criminal that he is not wanted here. If you're in Melbourne, the VS contingent is meeting at 5 p.m. outside St Paul's Cathedral, so if you want to be part of that, come meet us there. He'll also be in Melbourne on Thursday, and we're going to tell him the same fucking thing.
and that'll do. I just really wanted to have a go at fiddling with my audio settings because I am committed to, getting a bit better with my audio. See you later. Bye.